Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot Readings, and I'm back to do another reading. It's been a couple of weeks. I've had to have a break really because I've been exhausted and distracted by family and my garden, and I've just needed a bit of a break. So anyway, I thought as I've got a bit of time today, I'd record a couple of videos. So I've done a VR for my other channel, and I thought I would do a reading. I've been using, this is the Foragers Daughter, beautiful deck, and I've been using this throughout April to do card pulls and bits and pieces for myself. So I thought it would be a really nice idea to do a spread from the book. And this is the spread that I've chosen. It's called Consulting the Seasons. And this is the spread, just in case you wanted to do a screenshot and have a go at it yourself. So it's just 5 cards. And it says the seasons each hold their own form of magic, which we can observe and adopt into our daily lives, no matter the time of year. Being aware of those natural cycles and how they influence us takes time, patience, and careful looking. Consulting the seasons highlights a universal action for each season and shows us where to find those qualities in our current situation. This spread works well if you have a particular goal or aspiration in mind, or if you're just simply looking for more general direction. So as it's a beautiful spring day, I thought a spread that reflects the seasons would be a really nice idea. So that's what we're going to do. I shall put that over there to refer to. So I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope that since I last said hello to everyone, that the weather has improved where you are. And if you enjoy being outside or getting in your garden, that you've been doing that and getting some sunshine, getting some vitamin D. Generally sort of shaking off those winter vibes, those winter energies. So, for the collective, please, I could pull some cards. The first question, let's put this on the table actually so I can see it properly. Where does my viewer stand currently? What is their mindset and what type of situation are they in? Where do they stand currently? What is their mindset and what type of situation are they currently in? Okay. We have the Ten of Wands. What area of my viewer's life is blooming right now? Where can they find abundance, beauty, and inspiration that they can share with others? So what area of their life is blooming right now? Where can they find abundance, beauty, and inspiration to share with others? We have the Knight of Wands. So, what seeds do my viewers need to sow now for future success, happiness, and what plans should they be making? What seeds do they need to sow for now for future success and happiness, and what plans should they be making? We have the Ten of Cups. How nice. So reap. Question 4. What do they need to cut from their life? What do my viewers need to cut from their life? What aspects of their life have reached maturity and are ready to let go? We've got 2 tens here already, haven't we? And what do they need to cut from their life? What aspects of your life have reached maturity and are ready to let go? Oops. 7 of Swords. Ooh. Right, and one more question. Incubate. What potential is hibernating within my viewers? What energies, ideas or skills are quietly growing or waiting to be tapped into? So what potential is hibernating within my viewers? What is quietly growing or waiting to be tapped into? Okay. We have the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Let's put them all out. And then what have we got at the bottom of the deck? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Let's just put that there. I'll see actually if I can squidge them together and get that in. There we go. How interesting. So we've got 2 tens and 3 knights, haven't we, here? So the first question is, where do you stand currently? What is your current mindset and what current situation are you in? And we have the 10 of Wands. This is Saturn in Sagittarius. This is mutable energy. Really, this is carrying a lot, isn't it? So if this is where you stand currently, what your current mindset is, what situation you might be in, you're carrying a lot. This is the 10 of Wands. This is hard work, feeling overburdened, struggling maybe, just too much responsibility, overloaded. Even this ant here, who can carry huge weights, is probably feeling the strain here. He's got all these layers of, I don't know what he's carrying there really, whether that's plants with a stone on the top and other stones balanced on the top as well, but it feels like a lot, doesn't it? It feels like a lot. This is just too much, isn't it? You know, wands are all about energy and action and, you know, being able to take on challenges and move forward. It can be a fast moving energy, but I think with this 10 of Wands here, nothing's moving quickly. This is an overburdening. This is too much strain, too much responsibility, maybe just feeling completely exhausted with life really, and are ready for something new. You know, if this is what is your mindset and what situation you're in currently, I think you felt overburdened, under strain, and you're ready to move on to something new. The next question is bloom, and this is, what area of your life is blooming right now, where you can find abundance, beauty and inspiration that you could share with others. And we've got the Knight of Wands here, so again we've got all of that energy and action and ambition of the Wands. And with the Knight of Wands, we've got that real confident sort of establishment of yourself in the world. So maybe whatever it is you've been carrying that you've been overburdened by, it has also at the same time brought you some kind of self-confidence or self-esteem that you are able to actually carry such a weight of things. It's a beautiful card here, isn't it, with these lovely yellow flowers. You know, knights are movers and seekers. They're always trying to adapt and change, and they can represent travel. Knights are often a catalyst for change. So if this is an area of your life that is blooming right now, is that maybe all of this hard work, while you're weighed down and burdened by it, maybe at the same time, it has brought you a great deal of self-confidence and self-worth. Maybe it has brought you something that you wanted, or it's paid off in some way to have worked so hard. You know, like I said, this is kind of like the establishment of yourself in the world, and to be very confident. So perhaps you've been working really hard at work, or you've had a project at home that's nearing the end, you know, here with this 10, and you're exhausted, but maybe at the same time that has really paid off for you, and it's brought you some kind of abundance in some way. It's saying what you could share here with others. Well, maybe you could just share your energy, your enthusiasm. You could help to motivate other people to work hard and succeed at something. So that's really good. So question number 3 is sow, and that is, what seeds do I need to sow now for future success and happiness? What plans should I be making? And we've got another 10 here. So this again is abundance of emotion, of feelings, of intuition, of just happiness, harmony, feeling kind of blissful, like your cup is running over, like in these cups here. This is cups running over, isn't it? The 10 of cups is Mars in Pisces. It's another mutable energy. There's a great deal of harmony and gratitude and fulfillment involved in this card. So if this is something to sow for future success and happiness, what plans should you be making? Well, perhaps this is telling you to invest in the relationships in your life, and to invest in self-love and self-acceptance, and finding different ways to bring harmony into your life. And just to take notice of any kind of intuitions or feelings that you have, and to let emotions flow through you. You know, it's important with this card not to repress or suppress or even project emotions out onto other people. It's important to let those emotions flow through you, to feel them, to process them. So perhaps this card is encouraging you to deal with any kind of emotional baggage that you might have, and to really invest in relationships in your life. So card number 4 is the reap, and this is, what do you need to cut from your life? What aspects have reached maturity and are ready to let go? So the 7 of Swords is the moon in Aquarius. This is tricky energy, isn't it? This is swords are to do with the mind and thoughts and beliefs and communications, and 7s represent challenges and things that things that you might need, as in kind of personal development in some way, things that are going to help you to grow. And this card in particular can represent a sort of dishonesty or a deception. There can be a great deal of plotting and scheming in this card. So whatever that energy means to you, I would say that it's not healthy, is it? If this is somebody in your life, or something that you've been involved in recently at work or at home, some kind of situation where you know that somebody's maybe not telling the truth, or you might be feeling manipulated, or kind of feeling that you're having to kind of work everything out and have some kind of strategy all the time. That's not a very comfortable sort of place to be, is it? Yeah. And, you know, it's interesting, as we had the Ten of Cups before it, which was something to sow. And this is, you know, about having healthy emotions, healthy relationships, always looking for harmony, for balance, for sort of contentment, to be grateful, and to look for fulfillment wherever you can. And, you know, this Seven of Swords energy is obviously not going to go well with that. So that's definitely something to deal with and identify. And like I said, sevens can really represent challenges, but they also give a lot of opportunities for personal development, for growth. So I think that whatever this is, you're being called to look at your interpersonal relationships and your relationship with yourself, and find ways to bring as much harmony and balance into your life as you can. And then we've got the Knight of Swords here for the last question, which is incubate, and that is, what potential is hibernating within you? What energies, ideas or skills are quietly growing and waiting to be tapped into? Well, as I said, knights are movers and seekers. They're always trying to get somewhere, to achieve something, to do something. And swords are to do with the mind. So this is a person with a very busy mind. This is a person that can be very articulate, that can communicate very well, that wants to communicate, that wants to share things, wants to share ideas. And it says, what potential is hibernating within you? Energies, ideas or skills are growing, waiting to be tapped into. Well, I would say that with all of this sort of fast flowing swords energy here, that you're somebody that's quite skillful with your communication, and perhaps you've got all of these ideas sort of building up inside yourself that you want to share with others. So I would say that it's very important that you do. And perhaps that's part of this relationship thing that I see here, really, is that, you know, and also we've got the Knight of Wands here, haven't we? Like I said, that there was what's blooming within your life at the moment, and what you could share with others. And I think you've got a lot to share with others at the moment. You've got a lot of thoughts in your head. You've got a lot to say. I think that you could be a really good motivating force for other people, really encouraging for other people. You know, you've worked hard yourself. We can see that here with the Ten of Wands. So yeah, I would say that what's waiting to be tapped into is all of these bright ideas that you've got, and all of this, these communication skills that you have. You know, and it's important to remember as well that your mind can really quite powerfully affect your emotions. You know, what we think is often what we feel, and then we act upon those thoughts and feelings, don't we? So I think it's very important to be mindful of your thoughts, to make sure that they're positive and not destructive or negative, and to consider perhaps how your thoughts are affecting your emotions, and whether that in some way has been causing you to push yourself too hard, maybe at times. Because we've definitely got that here with the Ten of Wands. But I do also see at the same time that whatever it is you've been driving yourself over and pushing yourself has brought you many rewards. But perhaps it's left some of your life feeling a little bit unbalanced. Perhaps it's important to tend to some of your relationships or to your emotional life a little bit. And at the bottom of the deck, which I often just think is like what's really at the crux of everything that we're discussing here, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got another Knight. You know, 3 knights. The only knight we've got missing is the Knight of Cups, which again is that emotions, isn't it? Which I do wonder whether is something that has been neglected somewhat while you've been working so hard and your mind has been so busy. Perhaps the interpersonal relationships in your life have been a little bit neglected. So perhaps this Knight of Pentacles is encouraging you to slow down a little bit. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck out of all the knights, and but it's a strong kind of dependable energy. It's again a very responsible, protective energy. So maybe this is just encouraging you to slow down a little bit and be a little bit more grounded, and take a little bit more time out to let things grow and flourish. You know, you don't always have to be pushing and trying to manifest things all the time. Sometimes it's okay just to sit and let things be. So there we go. How does that sound? How does that resonate for everybody? That's quite a sweet little spread, isn't it? It's a very positive little spread of cards here. Like I said, I think that you've probably been working really hard and manifested quite a lot of positive things into your life, but maybe it's come at a little bit of a cost in other areas of your life. You know, I can see here that you've got a very busy mind, that you've got a lot of ideas and a lot of things that you want to communicate. But perhaps, as we've got 2 tens here, and at the bottom of the deck we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is a slower energy, perhaps it is time to not be trying to rush through anything. Perhaps it's time to just let something come to its conclusion or come to its own ending in its own time, and give yourself a little bit of time out. Anyway, this is really sweet. These are beautiful cards and I'm really enjoying working with them at the moment. So I hope that resonated in some way for you, or was at least thought-provoking. Please do give me some feedback. I love to hear from everybody. Sending you all my love, and I will see you all again soon.